Alright guys, so today is going to be an extension of the basic chord construction series and the bass side chord stuff, and I'm going to be talking about combining both sides to make bigger chords than either side can make on their own. The stick is an incredibly versatile and deep chordal instrument. I mean, look at it, 10 strings, 10 fingers, 8 if you don't want to use your thumbs, that's cool too. And as soon as you get even a basic grasp of some really simple chord concepts, you can just take off running, exploring these concepts on the stick. So let's take a look at how to combine some of the chord knowledge that we already have from my previous videos on chords and put both sides of the instrument together to make big, lush, cool sounding chord parts. So the most basic combination of both sides is to play the root note in the bass side and the triad in the treble side. And the nice thing about this is because you're playing the root note in the bass side as the lowest note, no matter what inversion you play in the treble side, the total thing is still going to be a root position chord, because as we know, root position means that the lowest sounding note coming out of your instrument is the root note. Right there. So even with the second inversion chord, which has the fifth on the bottom, down there, suddenly it's a root position chord. Now, if you take that one step farther, you can see this combination in effect by adding just a little bit of rhythm in the left hand and another note out of the triad as well, and kind of break that up. And I'm going to be using the left hand as kind of like the strong part of the beat, and the right hand to be outlining the rest of the beat. And you can hear that right away in this chord progression from Sleepwalk by Santo and Johnny. The next level of the same concept is building up seventh chords, and the way that we're going to do this is we're going to split the seventh chord between the two hands. So a seventh chord is built up of a root, a third, a fifth, and a seventh, right? And those are all essentially scale degrees off of the root. So if we're in C major, a C major 7 is a root, is C, the third is E, the fifth is G, and the seventh is B. Right? We're going to split that up between the hands. So we're going to give a C, the root, to the left hand, and we have E, G, and B left in the right hand, and that is an E minor chord. And so basically what we're going to do is we're going to build the rest of the chord based on the third off of the root, right? And so this is, if we give everything to the same root, and we take a step back and just look at the relationship, a major seventh chord is the root, and then a minor chord built off of the major third of that root. So the major third off of C is E, and we have E minor. The dominant chord is a diminished chord built on the major third off of the root. So we've got our root, and then we go up to our major third, which is E, and we build an E diminished. And so we've got C, E, G, B flat, right? E, G, B flat. A minor seventh chord, now we're going to build this off of the minor third of the root. So we've got our root, and our minor third is E flat. We're going to build a major chord off the minor third. So that's going to be E flat major up top. C, E flat major, C, E flat, G, B flat. Next we've got the half diminished chord. So the half diminished chord is going to be a minor chord built on the minor third off the root. And so that's going to be, here's our root is C again, our minor third is E flat, we want an E flat minor chord. So that's going to be C in the root, E flat minor up top, that's E flat, G flat, B flat. And then finally we have a fully diminished chord, which is going to be a diminished chord in our right hand built on the minor third of the root. So again, C is our root, minor third is E flat, we want an E flat diminished chord. Fully diminished. C, E flat, G flat, B double flat. So once again, we've got our root, and then a major 7 chord is a minor chord on the major third. Dominant 7th chord is a diminished chord on the major third. Minor 7th chord is a major chord on the minor third. Half diminished is a minor chord on the minor third. And a fully diminished chord is a diminished chord on the minor third. Along the same lines, we're now going to really start to separate the relationship between what both sides are playing. The bass side is going to play the root, power chords, or triads or dyads that outline, triads being all 3, or dyads being just 2, that outline a major or minor chord. And our treble side is going to be playing upper structures, or chord extensions, right? Which are notes that aren't necessarily in the basic chord, but they make it more lush, and they make it a thicker sound. So let's take a look at some of these. So the first example is a type of F chord. We've got F in the bass, and normally we could just play an F major triad in the treble side. But instead I'm going to play a C major triad, which gives us an F major 7, sus2. And let me get into why. Right? F is made up of FAC. FAC is our major triad. The only tone, aside from the F that's in the upper structure, is the C. Otherwise we've got the E, which is the major 7, and the G, which is the second. But with no A at all to be found, it becomes a sus2. A similar example is with this power chord on A in the left hand, and then this C major 7 shape in the right hand, which is going to give us an A minor 7 9. And so we've got A, E, C, G, B, right? When we add all the notes together, which is the idea behind this, is that we're adding all of these notes together to make one big chord. And so we've got the root and 5th in the left hand, and then the 3rd, 7th, and the 9th with that B in the right hand. The next shape is a Jimi Hendrix chord, or the E7 sharp 9. So we're going to just grab an E with our left hand, just the root note here, and then with our right hand, we're going to play this shape. It's a little more than a basic triad. We're using our first finger to play a G sharp, our pointer finger, and our middle finger is going to bar on D, G natural, and C. And when we add all of that together, we get this nice Jimi Hendrix chord. This next chord is going to be a type of dominant chord. We're going to play a G7-9 chord. And so we're going to take a G dyad, just that classic, root and 10th sound in the bass side. And on top of that, we're going to play a D minor in the treble side. And that'll lead nicely to something like a, right? And so what's going on here is we've got our root, our 3rd, our 9th, our 5th, and our 7th. The total sum is G, A, B, D, F. And then finally, we've got a really jazzy example. We're going to play a C major 7 shape in the bass side, so that's the C root, and then that 5th up on the E up there. And we're going to play a D major shape in the treble side. so what this gives us is a great ending chord, right? If you want to sound like wide open, playing some jazz stuff. But what this gives us is a total. The note total is C, D, G, F sharp. Sorry, the note total is C, D, E, F sharp, G, B, which gives us a C major 7, sharp 11, 13. Hey, right? Really nice sounding chord. But, you know, I'm getting kind of crazy with this stuff, but I'm just doing that to illustrate that the power of this idea that we can just mix and match you know, different triads and different chords from each side. As long as we've got, you know, as long as we know what we're going for, or even if we don't, you know, I could just, that sounds cool, well, I don't know what that is, I just put my hands down. Same thing. I'm just laying my hands. You know, there's the idea that, you know, there's no such thing as a wrong note, it's how you use it. And I really think that that applies to playing chords, playing these big mixed chords on both sides of the stick. So check out some of these, you know, mixed chords in action here. This is a guitar part I wrote a while ago during one of my 20 song games. And I'm just taking the guitar chords and putting them on the stick. So it's literally the idea that I just espoused about, put into action. Alright guys, during the editing process I felt like the video was getting a bit long, so I think this is a good stopping point. Try out some of these ideas, see how crazy you can get, and come up with some cool chords involving both sides. And then come back for part 2 where we're going to talk about how to bring range mixing into it, and a cool comping idea that I've been playing around with.